Hey y'all, back with another one. So this is probably going to be like a part 2 into the intrusive, forceful people video. Because this is just important, narcissists or just toxic people, like they use speed as a weapon. Because if you just met somebody, you've been hanging out with them, you cannot call this individual your friend. Have they been tried and tested to say they are your friend? You know what I'm saying? This is an associate. So let's call people what they are. It's someone that you associate with. Has this individual, been to your home? Does this individual know your family? Does your family know this individual? Does that individual's family know you? Do you know that person's family? You know what I'm saying? Like, how deep is this, bond that you have with this individual? Is this person consistent or are they inconsistent? Are they trustworthy? Do they have integrity? Or are they dishonest and no integrity? You know what I'm saying? You have to really vet people, make people prove over time what they are. And what I mean by saying prove is, you can do simple things, you could just watch. That's all you have to do. Watch. Have no expectations. Don't judge, but just watch. Observe. This individual wants to be your friend. Okay. Hey, how you doing? Y'all do introductions, yada, yada, yada. Whether y'all are co-workers or somebody you just met at a place that you frequent, a neighbor, whoever it may be. But this individual has to be tried, true, and tested. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say, "Oh, that's my friend." You don't know why they have approached you. You know what I'm saying? The question is why? Is there something? Because whether you know it or not, a lot of y'all who have encountered narcissists, these narcissists you met somewhere. Y'all exchange phone numbers. Do you know, based off of a phone number, you can find out this individual's name, like their government name? You know what I'm saying? These people go to doing homework. Next thing you know, they got your number. From there, suddenly you have a Facebook or Instagram request or a request on all your different social media accounts that you didn't give them. How they know? See, that's another thing about social media. Social media uses your phone number to connect you with people who have your phone number. And it's like, why does it work like that? You know what I'm saying? But when you change your number, well, that ends all of that. Or if you block the individual, again, that ends all of that. But for this person to suddenly, send you a friend request, you accept, they go to your page, they see the things that you like, they see the things you don't like, they read old posts, because how else could they have an idea of getting into your head? That's what literally Facebook is, getting into people's heads. You can figure out who is like-minded and who's not. Remove who is not like-minded. You know what I'm saying? Also, social media is their playground. If they know that you like animals, you think they're not going to be posting animal videos because they know that you're going to like it, heart it, laugh. You're going to engage with them some way, somehow. This is how toxic, dysfunctional people with ulterior motives, they're intrusive, they're forceful. Because who in their right mind that is busy, that actually has a legit life, is going to go on somebody else's social media and see what high school they went to, see what college they went to, what job they work at, yada, 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 yada. Who is about to really do all of that? If you're really busy, you don't have the time. You just figure, oh, well, I'll get to know them in time, and that's how it should work. But they're intrusive, they're forceful. Because speed is their weapon. They're trying to entrap you very quickly. They rush relationships. They try to rush you into a relationship. They try to rush your friendship, your bond, you know what I'm saying? They try to rush to gain your trust. You don't gain someone's trust in 6 months. That's still getting to know someone. You're not going to know somebody. You've known your family members longer than you have known this individual. And aren't some of your family members untrustworthy and you know it about them? Aren't some of them greedy? Aren't some of them have ulterior motives and you just know how they operate, so you move accordingly? That's how you do with people outside the family. If you've woken up and you finally realize, like, dang, my family foul, or, they do this and that and the third. They've been breadcrumbing me. They've been doing this and that and the third. Well, if your own family's been doing it to you, imagine the people outside of your family that's been doing it to you, and you're just now waking up and realizing it. But I'm here to let you know it's okay. It's called life lessons. Just live your life. The whole part of life is to learn, to grow. And as you grow, changes should be made. Changes should take place. That's how you know that you have grown. Sometimes life lessons are going to keep coming around until you learn the lesson. Some people have fallen for psychological traps. What do I mean by psychological traps? I don't know, getting trapped with a baby, whether that man trapped the woman or whether the woman trapped the man. Said person has been trapped. Psychological trap. Why? Because now this person is tied to you for the remainder of that child's life. You have to interact with that person. You know what I'm saying? It's always a way in. There is no such thing as, oh, I can cut them off. Not if you're co-parenting, So trust me and just be mindful of intrusive, forcive people. These are people, like I said in my last video, you just met them and already they're trying to ask you personal questions about your life. That's intrusive. It's forceful. It's dangerous because why are they asking these questions? Now, to some of y'all may find these questions be general questions, harmless, but let me tell you, you're wrong. How am I wrong? Let me give you some examples. What's the number one thing individuals at a job ask you when you first start working there? How old are you? Are you married? Do you have kids? Those are general questions that we all hear, right? Seem harmless, seem fine, but let me tell you where the danger comes in. That individual that asked you whether or not you're married or have children or whatever, this individual, I'm going to give y'all an example. An individual, asked me these questions at an old job before, right? So she's tied down and married. She has maybe 3-4 kids, something like that. She has several kids. And when she finds out that, I'm unmarried, no kids, you know what she said to me? Oh, must be living life free, huh? Must be nice. Signaling to me, not at that time, but hindsight, signaling to me, she is in a marriage and she is miserable. She has kids that get on her damn nerves. How do I know that these things are true? Because over time, she expressed, complaining about her husband, complaining about her kids. Now, a lot of people would find this to be, well, that's normal. People just want to vent. I'm a stranger. She's a stranger. I've never met her husband. She's painting a picture for me about her kids and her husband. If I ever met the husband or the kids and I were to tell them the things that she has told me about them, I bet you they'd be shocked. I bet you they'd be appalled. How could my mother say that about me? How could my wife say that about me? She thinks that about me? They would be appalled. People like to, because in her mind, you're never going to meet my family, you know? Now, she could be just putting on a fake facade, but the complaints were constant. So she was consistently complaining, which tells me she's unhappy. Now, everything that she had to say about her family could very well be untrue. Her kids could be great kids. Her husband could be the world's greatest husband. But she is ungrateful, miserable, jealous, you know? Because why else would you say to me, oh, it must be nice to just be living free, kidless, not tied down to anybody? That signals to me she doesn't like being married and tied down. Her husband is a roadblock in her life. Her saying, oh, it must nice to be kidless. Why? Because during the pandemic, you were stuck with loud children screaming and yelling and playing or whatever kids do. Oh, well, I'm pretty sure during the pandemic it was quiet for you. Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it very much. But you decided to have all those kids. And so you're annoyed with them. And of course there's going to be enablers out there. Well, you don't know. Maybe she hasn't had a break. Maybe this, maybe that. Wham, blah, 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 yeah. A parent's job is to be there for their children. I can understand they may get too loud. You may get annoyed, but guess what? Being a parent, that's a part of the job. They make messes. You either teach them to clean up after themselves, depending on the age. You teach them chores. You teach them responsibility. But if you're not teaching them, you can't be mad at them. You can't be annoyed at them because they're children. They have to be taught. They have to learn. Oh, I get tired of repeating myself. Well, that's how it is with young children. You do have to constantly repeat yourself. Part of the job. If you didn't sign up for that, why'd you become a parent? And oops has happened every day. A lot of us are here because we are oops. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, life goes on. But low key over time, this individual, people tell on themselves and people confess. You just have to listen. But over time, she confessed that she doesn't like being married. She doesn't like her kids. So what did that signal to me? She's envious and jealous of my lifestyle. She made her choices. I made my choices. So basically, over time, she began to act funny with me. You know what I'm saying? All because I'm living the lifestyle she, for whatever reason, wishes. Meanwhile, she's living a lifestyle that I wish I had. I'm trying to get the kids and the husband, baby. Trust me, if I really wanted a relationship, you know what I'm saying? You know, where I had to deal with somebody that's toxic, abusing me, using me, and all these things, I very well could be in that type of relationship. They're not hard to find. But it's hard to get into a relationship with another individual that's whole, that's healed, that is working on themselves, who can take accountability, responsibility, who know their role in a previous relationship, where they've messed up, where they went wrong, they self-correct. You know, these types of qualities are hard to come by in individuals these days. You know what I'm saying? So this is why a lot of people say dating is trash. Because you're not, either one, they don't know themselves. So because they don't know themselves, they don't know what they like, what they dislike. They don't know what they want. And all that confusion they bring to other people. So if you know that you're dealing with someone that is confused, cut them off. Simple dimple. But yeah. So where you thought these questions are harmless, these questions aren't harmless. People are inquiring about your life and your lifestyle, not because they care. She didn't care about the type of lifestyle that I had. She just was being nosy. That's literally all people do, you know? And then if you really cared about the kind of lifestyle I had, you know what I'm saying? it's just conversation. Over time, she would have learned that I was, single, no kids, whatever, over time. But why is this something that you feel you need to ask and you need to know so early, so upfront? Narcissists interview you on dates. Well, what do you bring to the table? That is just a stupid question for any woman to ask a man and any man to ask a woman. It's stupid. What do you mean? What does a person bring to the table? It don't matter what they bring to the table. What matters is there any compatibility? And not no fake mirroring where they mirror your likes and dislikes. Because if they mirror you back to yourself, you falling in love and liking yourself. Yeah, you are. So, anyways, intrusive people, forceful people, if they really truly wanted to, get to know you, yes, how else do you get to know people? You do ask questions. I don't want you to think because somebody asks you questions, oh, intrusive, forceful, and freak out because you're hyper vigilant. No, you know when someone's being intrusive and forceful. It's like my example in my last video. This guy, he's seen me at work. You see my face. You recognize me. But that doesn't give you a right to ask me where I live. Where I live, what that got to do with you? Well, what kind of car you drive? What's that got to do with you? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, if you don't see the type of car I drive, it ain't none of your business. Because at the end of the day, I don't know if you're a stalker, psychopath, sociopath, narcissist, cluster B personality, insane in the membrane. I don't know you to be telling you that type of information. And I literally just met you. And when I say just met, it means you can go to a job and you don't talk to nobody for a couple days, few weeks. You see faces on the regular, but these people don't have your phone number to text or call you.
I didn't understand.
So if they don't have this information or they don't have the phone number, if you're not that comfortable, you know what I'm saying, who are they to be asking you about your personal life and your business? That is an intrusive, forceful person. Because if you politely say, well, I would rather not talk about myself. Let's talk about something else. And you try to change the topic, but they keep trying to come back to you and talk about you and trying to figure you out. That's intrusive and that's forceful because it's like over time, if I get to a place of comfortability, you would learn certain things. You would know certain things. But if I'm not in that place, why are you trying to force comfort? You can't force somebody to be comfortable talking to you, hanging out with you, dealing with you. If you're at work and coworkers do have your number for work purposes, well, if you aren't comfortable with them contacting you outside of business hours, you let them know out the gate up front. Like let's say they contact you at midnight. Y'all work 7 to 4. Why the hell are they being that disrespectful to contact you at midnight? And why do they feel so comfortable to contact you at that type of hour? That's disrespectful. So when you let them know out the gate, hey, do not contact me outside of business hours. Do not contact me at disrespectful times. That's disrespectful. And you let them know out the gate, one or two things will happen. They'll show you respect by apologizing. Oh, I didn't, my bad, whatever. And they won't do it ever again. But if they do it again, that tells you a lot about that person's character. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about you. And they damn sure do not respect you because they ringing your line at disrespectful times. The same thing, forceful, intrusive people popping up at your house. I don't care if they family or friends. That you are allowed privacy in your life. Your family don't gotta know every least little thing going on with you.
You agree to provide location data to the Weather Channel to process requests.
They don't gotta know everything. So it's like, what? Sorry, y'all. The stupid TV up here talking for. Nobody's talking to the TV, but the TV over here eavesdropping, thinking I'm talking to it, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, so, even family can be intrusive and forceful. Who you dating? Who you talking to? Well, if you don't feel comfortable divulging that information and you express that, I'm going to give y'all an example of like intrusive and forceful. My uncle on my dad's side, who I met for the first time in my life on the holidays, giving them an opportunity, I already explained to him. Well, I didn't explain in full detail. I just simply told him, hey, I don't talk to my mom and I wanted to change the subject. But why every time you call me or every time you talk to me, did you talk to your mom? I've already told you that I don't deal with her. I've already told you, she's toxic, negative. I went a little bit further than I don't talk to her, but I'm not going in depth into everything with you because I don't feel that's your business. You know what I'm saying? It's called a boundary. So again, even around Thanksgiving, what did you tell your mom that you're seeing us? Why do I got to keep repeating myself? That tells me you don't listen and you're being forceful. You're being forceful and intrusive because I've already made it a clear boundary to you multiple times, mind you, that's not a topic that I prefer to talk about. And I would try to change the subject, but you want to keep bringing it back to that. I say, you're a shit starter. No, I'm not. No, you are. You are because you want me to contact my mother, which is not going to happen. Tell her that I seen you for the holidays. Why? Just for her to get upset and mad? Is that the reaction that you want out of her? You're a shit starter, like I said. Because why does it concern you if I've told her? Why does that matter to you? Forceful. Because I've made it clear that something is off limits, a topic that I don't want to talk about, but you want to keep bringing it up anyway, being hard-headed. So then I'm so bold with it. I don't care. I told him straight up. I said, I categorized you where you need to go. I categorized you into someone that's dismissive of my feelings and my thoughts. I'm not dismissive. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. Yes, I'm not even going to argue with you. I've already categorized you in such area in my life that you are literally no more than a hello and a goodbye. The weather's blue. The sky is yellow. Chitty, chitty, bang, bang. And that's it. I can only talk to you about nonsense, irrelevant, surface level things. I can never tell you, obviously, never divulge anything serious with you. Never talk to you about real topics because you've already proven that you're dismissive. You've already proven you don't listen. You've already proven these things to me in a short amount of time. I don't have to cut him off because he's quote unquote toxic or dysfunctional. I just grouped him in a certain category and I left him there. That's why when he called me up, hey, I'm just checking on you. Really? Last time I talked to you, you were trying to sow seeds of doubt within my subconscious mind. I was telling him something that I wanted to do. Are you sure? Well, if it's a plan, I'm backing it up with action because actions is a follow through to a plan. So for you to ask me, are you sure? That's sowing seeds of doubt. So I went through with my plan. And then suddenly, oh, well, as long as you're happy and everything's going good for you, because I low-key gray rocked his ass. I don't know if he's a narcissist, but you're definitely dysfunctional and toxic to some degree, because, why couldn't you just respect when I said that a certain topic is off limits? You asked me about my mother. I say, I say little as possible, honestly, and you just got to keep bringing it up. That's forceful and it's intrusive, because a normal individual would have just let it go and just been okay and comfortable with topic change. You know what I'm saying? So when people keep bringing something up, they are trying to figure something out. Or they think that they can force you to do something that you don't want to do. Well, I think that you should talk to your mom. I don't care about your thoughts. I don't care about your feelings. You don't care about what I think or feel? H to the E to the LL, no. Because your thoughts and your feelings will never trump mine. When I told my uncle that, you should have seen how fast he got off the phone. Okay, I gotta go. Goodbye. Because I shut it down. You got to just know who you're operating with, You just got to know who around you. You just got to find out who's who. And once you find out who's who, categorize them. It doesn't necessarily mean you got to do what I did and tell them. I'm just bold with it. I'll tell them to their face. Out of sight, out of mind. You're not in my daily life. So what you say, what you do, it doesn't concern me, and anything about me doesn't concern you. Oh, I didn't know that you were doing XYZ. Of course you didn't. Did I call you? Did I inform you? Because if I want to be successful in doing XYZ, your energy is not good energy to tell, because you might be trying to do some witchcraft on me, speaking ill or sending negative intentions and ill will my way to mess up what it is that I'm trying to do. So of course I didn't tell you. Of course you're just now finding out after it's said and done. Because if I involved you, it might not have worked out. And sometimes intrusive, forceful people, well, what's your plans? What are you up to? What are you doing? Why are they always asked? Why have y'all ever had anybody that every time they call you, just checking on you, just seeing what's up, but you know that it's not genuine, it's not benevolent energy, it's not good energy, it's not for the betterment of you. They're just trying to temperature check you, basically, trying to see, can they get money from you? Can they get something from you? You know the energy, y'all. Y'all know. But those individuals be checking. Because if you notice that you share good news or achievements or successes, do they get real silent on the phone? Do they change the topic suddenly? Do they get dismissive? Oh, well, that ain't nothing. Such and such is very successful, and they try to talk about somebody else, like triangulate you with someone else, to downplay the good news you just shared. Be mindful of those kinds of people. But I'm just letting y'all know, beware of intrusive, forceful people. Nobody should be trying to force. And you can tell when it's forced because it feels unnatural. It feels awkward. It feels weird. Your gut says something's not right. Pump the brakes, Speed is a toxic or narcissist weapon because without the speed, they get you caught up in your feelings because they made you feel good because you're laughing. They think because they can make you laugh, you done dropped your guard. They think because your guard's down, they in there like swimwear, No. Check things at the front door. If someone asks you, and that's why when people ask me questions, I'll answer their question with a question sometimes, because my question is, why do you want to know? Well, where do you live? Why? I'm not inviting you to the crib. So why does that matter to you? Oh, well, I was just wondering what part of town you stayed in. Why? Why does it matter to you? If I felt comfortable, I would have answered the question. But if I'm asking you, why are you asking me that question? And you just say, oh, I just was wondering. Well, why are you wondering? Wonder about something else. Don't wonder about where I live because I'm not comfortable. And y'all have to be safe these days, especially if you're a woman. You got to be safe these days. Too many loonies out here. Ain't no reason for somebody to be asking you, for those of y'all that are out there dating and things of that nature, meeting new people, stuff like that, don't let them come pick you up for a date. Go meet them at said location. Hell, to be even more safer, Uber there. You know what I'm saying? That way, they don't have your license plates. They don't know the make, model of your car, color of your car, because you have stalkers out here. They'll get that license plate, and next thing you know, they got your address. Now they know where you live. They're doing drive-bys. I'm telling you, things are that serious, y'all. I'm not saying these things to like scare you or to make you paranoid. This is real. What I'm saying is real. It's in the news a lot of a woman stalking and killing a man stalking and killing a woman. It don't matter which way it goes, man or woman, stay safe out here. But like I like to say, stay dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Because, a lot of people, they look at you and they make assumptions. Oh, that person looks naive and gullible. They look kind. They go off your looks. That is the reason why a lot of people underestimate me. They go off my looks. She's petite. She's short. She's so cute. She's so little. Until I floor your ass. Until your ass is KO'd or shot. Am I so cute then? I'm just saying, you got to be safe. Period. Man or woman, be safe. Be mindful. Use your logic. Don't get caught up in your emotions, because if you get swept away in your emotions, you're going to ignore the red flags. Well, there's a red flag. Ding, 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 ding. Well, I'm going to ignore that because I like him or her. Him or her, they funny. Him or her, they're so charming. Him or her, I just enjoy being with them. And you ignoring the red flags in your face. We all guilty of ignoring red flags. But moving forward, don't ignore them. Be mindful. Address them if you have, well, not if you have to, address them. Either that person will make changes and correct, or they won't. Or more flags are going to pop up. But either way, be vigilant. All right, peace, y'all. Positive energy always creates elevation. Till next time, y'all. Bye.